Where's my girl?
That's a good entry.
You ask and you shall receive. If you need a girl to show up, snap your fingers.
Here I am.
She arrives in a bathing suit.
It's a Q&A. Okay. Hi guys, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Steph.
And we are in Aruba right now.
We are. As you can see, we're wearing bathing suits because we just took a little pit stop back to the room to film this video before we head back out to the beach.
We went out, we're like, we'll get a little sun, get a little fresh air.
I think we could use a little bit more sun. We're still pretty pale.
It's fine.
Okay, what are we doing today?
Yes. So today we're going to be doing a Q&A because I feel like it's been forever since we've done a Q&A. It has, I don't even remember our last one.
Yeah, I don't
And we sent a little tweet. We got like hundreds of questions. So I don't know how we're gonna choose which questions to answer.
Right, but we're just gonna pick them randomly.
We're just gonna eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And if we don't answer a question, we'll get to it one day, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just keep asking
Fingers
it,
crossed,
so it's like
yeah.
a solid, like persistent question.
Exactly.
You have a couple of those out there that sometimes I ignore.
No, she does.
Mm-hmm, I do. You ready to get to it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Question numero uno. That's Aruban.
No, it's not.
Yeah, they speak Spanish here.
Yeah, but it's not Aruban though. It's fine.
Okay, this is a question that we get all the time, so I'm like, we have to answer this. What is your workout routine?
It all depends.
Yeah, it changes. I think weekly we work out at least like 5 to 6 times.
We at least try to get to the gym that many times.
Yeah. It's like, we switch it up, but typically there's a chunk of cardio and then there's either a like strength training circuit or some kind of lifting, like some kind of strength element to it.
Right.
So we do like a cardio and then a strength.
Yeah, one day we'll show you, I guess, like kind of a glimpse of what we do. We keep saying that, but we will eventually. Okay, what would you say to guys who tell their girlfriends that it doesn't count as cheating if it's with another girl?
Be like, you're kidding yourself, man.
Yeah. And also, like, is you saying that to try to act cool? In my opinion, if I had a boyfriend that said something that douchey, I'd probably be like, I can't be with you.
When guys say that, it's just it's a telltale sign of they don't respect same-sex relationships and they think it's not a threat. Which in reality, buddy, it probably is an enormous threat.
Mm-hmm. But no, you're a douche. Bye.
Yeah.
What is your normal daily schedule?
What's a normal daily schedule?
We haven't really had a normal daily schedule for the last a year, 2 years. We're not
eating, working out, and work.
We don't really have a normal daily schedule. We try to squish in all those components no matter where we are. Okay, so if you're a vegan now, Kristen, how do you and cheeseburger loving Steph LeClaire plan meals together? I am a cheeseburger loving human still, but Chris,
I'm not vegan. I've been eating vegetarian for just under a year now,
and honestly, it's a lot easier than you think. What we try to do instead is buy as best we can like free range eggs and stuff like that. But in terms of cooking meals together, pretty much we make the same meal and I just hold off on the meat for you and I'll have the meat myself, or I won't even eat meat sometimes now.
Yeah.
And
I feel like the biggest challenge, if there is a challenge, is when we go out to eat, because
that's true.
Yeah, we love to share meals. Like I order something and she orders something and then we just split them. So now that I'm eating vegetarian, it's sometimes trickier because I want her to eat what she wants to eat. Like I think everything's a personal decision. I feel like since I've been eating vegetarian, you've eaten so much less meat.
Right.
And I eat a lot of vegetarian meals, or like if we get pizza, like she gets meat on her half and I get my half.
But I feel like I'm just definitely more aware of when I do eat meat and when I don't, and I think that
and what types of meat
and what types of meat and how often I eat it. So I feel like it's just a learning process, and I'm excited for the direction I'm heading, but I'm very proud of you because you really haven't. Honestly, when she went vegetarian, I was like, this isn't gonna last. You love prosciutto, you love chicken wings, but you've really stuck to it, girl.
Cold
You're
turkey.
killing it. Yeah, you really did. Okay, moving on. It's really not that hard for us. Did you ever do something making the other feel disappointed? If so, how do you deal with that?
Yes,
probably,
sure.
100%. Yeah. I mean, you've never made me feel disappointed.
Yeah,
sure. But no.
We've been together for 5 years. We've definitely disappointed each other, and I think the way that we deal with it is communication.
Yeah.
As soon as like something happens, or at least, I mean,
we try.
But yeah, you have to talk about it and be like, hey, this is what, because if you don't talk about it, We're not mind readers.
I think the worst thing is when you assume the other person should know that you feel sorry for something, and but you don't say it, or vice versa. You're upset at something. And I think it's hard sometimes because I just assume like Kristen should know. And if I don't say something to her, then she's like, why are you being grumpy towards me? Because I have no idea. Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or see? Same.
Yeah, so just talk it out.
Yeah, you have to let the other person know.
What have you recently become obsessed with? Okay, this is like not a secret. I have become obsessed with The Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
It is so good.
You have.
We went out west. I watched it on the plane on the way there. I watched it again on the plane on the way back. And then my birthday came around and Steph got me the DVD for my birthday because I wouldn't stop talking about it. So,
and how many times have we watched it now? The sing along, the behind the scenes.
Yeah, like, you know, when people say like, oh, I'm so obsessed with that, but they just say it because they're like, oh, I really like that. No, I am obsessed with The Greatest Showman. It's amazing. I love it.
I'm not a huge musical
acting fan. No, and you loved
I love it.
And the message is so good.
What's your favorite?
This is me.
I was just gonna say. Okay, anyways, I have, it's not like a recent obsession. I think maybe it's a re-obsession?
Yeah,
It works. With The Handmaid's Tale. So season 2 just came out. It's super addicting. It's a little like,
it's dark.
It's really dark, but I'm super into it. And speaking of The Handmaid's Tale. I just downloaded The Handmaid's Tale book from Audible.
If you haven't heard of Audible, Audible is a leading provider of audiobooks. It has an unmatched selection of audiobooks and audio products. And they're also sponsoring this video. If you want to jump on the Audible train with me and Steph, you can go to www.audible.com/Kristen McKenzie, or if you're in the US, you can text Kristen McKenzie to 500-500. Again, that's Kristen McKenzie, one word, to 500-500. If you're not in the US, you can still go to www.audible.com/Kristen McKenzie, and that gets you a 30-day free trial with Audible, and also your first audiobook download is free. You get an audiobook, and you get an audiobook, and you get an audiobook. Audiobooks for everyone.
But I think
only one free though.
Oh yeah. But I think the best part about us finding audiobooks now is because our lifestyle is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So we're either in the car, on a plane, on a beach in Aruba, or in the gym. So it's like a nice little change of things, because I don't love to read all the time, but it's a nice mix.
Really jumping on board with the audiobooks. So
it's nice. It kills time.
Audible, thank you.
All right.
Okay. Next question. Who is more likely to be arrested? You, for sure.
Not because I'm not, like, I feel like I'm not more troublemaker than you by any means, but I feel like when it comes to luck, if we did the same dumb thing, Kristen would somehow talk her way out of it.
I get out a lot of speeding tickets. Like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Probably longer.
When we were living in Toronto, I remember all in a span of 2 weeks. So I remember she came home and she's like, oh my gosh, there was this one intersection that if you turned left during a couple, I think it was like between 5 and 7.
And the sign was literally like this big.
Yeah. So anyway, she turned left and she got a big ticket. She got pulled over, whatever. And then she came home and was all like, oh my God, I got a ticket.
Because it was like $150 and like a bunch of points.
And then 2 weeks later, by accident.
Well, yours was by accident.
I, same time, did the same exact left-hand turn, got pulled over, but the woman was so nice and she was like, okay, well, you know what? I'll just knock it down to a minor parking infraction. And it wasn't on my record. It was like a $13 ticket that I had to pay. She was so mad.
Happy for you.
She was so mad. She's like, I got that same exact ticket.
I feel like that always happens. Always happens. You always.
But yeah, you're definitely more likely to be arrested. Okay, this one is for me. It says, I would love to know what Kristen did for a living before Amazing Race Canada.
You did anything?
You did something? I did. I did have a job.
Do anything.
I worked in sales for a management consulting and sales training firm. No, that's what I did. I had 2 jobs at that same company, but that's my last position with them was.
So she did have a job.
Team. Yeah.
Okay, I like this one too. Live for the moment.
These are deep.
Or save the best for last.
That depends, because if it's food, I always save the best for last.
But
it's
you also
true.
live in the moment.
Yeah.
You eat it.
Yeah, but I always, like, if I get something tasty, I always, like, save the tastiest stuff for the end.
Even last time you had, like, vegetarian fajitas, and you, like, had a teeny fajita, and then the last fajita was massive.
See, because the last one was so good.
She goes, oh man, I always do that, because I always want to save all the good stuff for last. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just make 3 even fajitas?
But it's always a mistake, because then I'm full by the time I eat the good one, you know, I'm like, damn it. But anyway.
Yeah. Who chooses what you watch or what you listen to in the car? Well, that's easy, I feel like. Watching something, for sure, I feel like we both have a say.
Yeah.
We
also like the same
we
stuff.
have pretty similar taste in everything. Or I think maybe even I get a little bit more leeway on what we watch. Or if I even want to watch sports, you'll like hang out with me and not really watch them. But listening to music in the car is
big time.
Yeah.
But you let me.
Mm-hmm. She has better taste in music and I love your taste in music, so I enjoy it. But you know how people always say, if it's like my car, I can control it. Even when Kristen's driving my car,
if I'm in the car,
radio.
It's my radio.
Yeah. So if you ever drive with Kristen, just you'll have no control over your radio. Oh,
are we good?
I think that's it. I think. Hold on, let's just. So that's our Q&A for today, and I can't wait to get back on the beach. So we need to wrap this up, girl.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that we answered your question. If we didn't, we'll get to it one day. Thanks again, and hope you're having a great day, and we will see you soon.
Okay, bye guys.
It's beach time.
It's beach time.
Seriously.
Let's go.
This is like the worst day that we've had weather-wise, but I can see the clouds parting.
I'm proud of you.
Happening.
Bye-bye.
I don't know how we're gonna choose which questions to answer.
Questions?
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. Okay, babe. Where are the questions?
Okay.